All right, OverDrive continues or starts.
What the hell was that? What did you think we did 45 minutes already?
I don't know why. We've been sitting in this studio talking for so long. I honestly blanked out. I'm like, we've been on the air for like an hour.
Dude, you better get it together, man. You set a standard and you shake your head at me and you got to get it together.
All right, here we go. OverDrive off and running. TSN 1050 on the TSN app, your home smart speaker up on TSN 4. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jonas Siegel in here. Yeah, completely blacked out. We've been in here talking about coaches and controversies and Team Canada and Craig Berube and William Nylander. We've been having a great time.
Well, there was one question that left unanswered that I would like answered now. I said to Jonas about 8 minutes ago, I said, what do you make of the Leafs' recent resurgence? And he said, I don't want to answer now. I'll save it for the air. Jonas, go ahead.
So, you know what my job is, right?
I don't care what your job is, man. I just want to let you know that me and Hayes are happy with the way they're playing. We're excited about it, and we think they've turned it around to some degree where it's way better than what we saw before, which was nonsense. So you have to be a little bit jacked up. I know you're a reporter. You don't get jacked up like me and Hayes,
right?
But we're started.
Wagon happening?
Could be back where we started.
Wagon. We never said wagon.
This guy said wagon. This
Somewhat
guy was like
sarcastically,
the guy
somewhat sarcastically.
in the chariot. What is the person who leads the wagon?
No idea.
That's you.
That was me.
Anyway, what I was going to say is my job requires me to, like, not just like, yeah, they're winning, everything's great. Like, I kind of have to, like, pick through the weeds and kind of see what's going on, what's real, what's not.
What's real?
I think there's some real, right? The way that they play defensively, better, right? They're not giving up a million odd man rushes every game. They're not turning pucks over. The goaltending has been exceptional. You get 956 goaltending, you're going to win a ton of games. And if you look at like this last little stretch, it's really like the last 5, right? Since that Pittsburgh game, I think they've played better. Has it been perfect? No. Is it much better than it was? Yes. Am I convinced that everything is fine? No.
Okay.
How's that?
All right. I'm curious
there's
why.
a lot going on.
Why do you feel you have to describe your job details before you give
because
that
you guys
take
think I'm
and
like,
that opinion?
You think like I'm overly negative. I'm just like, this is like my job is to like critique and like analyze,
right?
And, like what's going
Be
on,
objective and all that. I got you.
I don't care if they win or lose.
Now the points are real.
The points are real.
Are they not?
However, they are 5-1-1, still not in a playoff position, very close. But like they have, you guys talked about this. They have so much ground to make up that, like, if you lose 3 in a row now, it's like suddenly you're backwards.
Absolutely.
We're like, what's going on?
Yeah, they've effectively played their card. They've played their
They've had their
10,
stretch.
15 game horrible stretch where you can only do that once.
So I need to see
played
this
it
for like a few weeks. I need to see this for a month. A week doesn't really do it for me.
See, I look at it, I think that's accurate, and I think if you're looking at it through the lens of, okay, I'm focusing on the way the Maple Leafs play, regardless of anything else that's going around you, that is
that's a
reasonable.
fair point.
But you
The
do have to
East
consider there's so many problems.
Yeah.
Like I do Montreal radio every week, and they're always talking about just in Montreal, it's just burning.
Yeah,
like Montreal's a disaster. And I came on and I'm like, well, yeah, it's trouble, but do you realize that there's trouble in Toronto?
Yeah.
Ottawa's a mess right now. Florida is trying to get up off the map. They're in Colorado tonight. Tampa, prior to beating up on the Habs the other night, had lost 4 in a row. And Vasilevsky's hurt, and Hedman's out again. So everywhere you look,
everyone looks out their back window and there's like a bonfire that they think's a controlled burn.
Yeah.
But they don't want to let it get out of control.
Sure. And there's some separation right now. Credit to Detroit. They won again last night. They've won 3 in a row. They're on the West Coast. They're playing well.
Leading the division. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're leading the division. They're playing well. It's not like John Gibson has been great. His numbers are not very good. But they're getting production from a number of guys that you would expect. Larkin's having a good year. DeBrincat's having a good year. Raymond, they're playing well. Boston, Marco Sturm, we should throw him out there, Coach of the Year potential early in the season, but he has done a great job in Boston.
I thought Boston was going to be terrible.
Right. Well, Geeky's a big part of it. They couldn't score. Geeky is absolutely electric almost every night.
Yeah.
Like Geeky scores all the time. Pasternak's been banged up, and they're still winning games without him. But, in terms of the Leafs, I do think it's important to point out the injuries that continue to be a part of the story. Like Tanev's still out, Carlos still out. Now you've got Dakota Murmis is out, and it's like, whoa, we've got Hank Thrun playing tonight. Henry Thrun is playing tonight.
Hanky Thruns.
Hank Thrun is making his debut.
Their number one goalie also is not.
And their number 2 goalie. Like they're on their 3rd goalie. And Hildeby's been great, and he goes again tonight.
Well, now we're getting close to a point where it's like, oh, don't play Hildeby too much. Workload.
I'm waiting for that article.
Oh, actually, James Myrtle and I were talking about that this week. I think he's overdoing it a bit. Like, let's relax.
What do you mean, in terms of the idea of skipping a start for Hildeby?
Yeah.
You got to play him, right, Jonas?
At it, like if we're like a week from now and like Wall still isn't back, then it's like, okay, maybe you got to mix in a game for Akhtiamov.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, he's not going to play every single game if Wall and Stolarz are out.
Might.
Well, he's going to play tonight, Saturday, and Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're all home games. He's a young guy. And if I'm Hildeby, I am pleading to play me. I want to stay in the National Hockey League.
Hey,
I want to play.
They have twice this year overplayed their goalie to the point that the goalie got hurt. And now if they overplay this goalie, the next guy has never played.
We don't even know what Stolarz' injury is.
You were right.
But
he just skated off the ice and was never seen again.
I take issue with that idea.
You like that?
No, I take issue with it that they overplayed Joseph Wall.
Did.
He played 7 games.
He played 8 of 9 games.
So
coming
what?
off missing training camp, he is injury prone. Like, what do you mean?
But that's the point that needs to be brought up.
And
he is injury prone.
And your other guy disappeared.
We don't yell like that on this show.
I do.
Just want to let you know.
But that's on, again, Stolarz. The Stolarz story is, you're around the team. Is he around? Do you see him? Do you hear?
Seen him. I mean, he was in a picture after the game the other night.
Right.
So, like, he's there somewhere. I've not seen him.
Yeah, it's a Pokeroo vibe now.
It's the weirdest thing.
But, again, those were scenarios
that's a factor.
where...
Like, you have to consider that. If your number 1 goalie is hurt and your number 2 goalie or whatever, 1B, has had a lot of injuries in the past... Maybe take it easy. Like maybe mix in a start for the other guy. Just because like you don't want to be in this situation where it's Hildeby Akhtiamov for
I'm just
month.
not convinced it would have mattered.
Okay.
That's my point.
You're right.
It's Joseph Wall. They could have said, you're off for a week, and then he comes back, plays, knee injury, I'm out. I don't think...
He's never been able to play like that.
He never can.
Right, so you just know that, no?
Or you just say, you know what? He happens to be healthy right now. I have to play him. Because I don't care if I play him once a month or if I play him back-to-back games in 4 and 5 nights. It's just as likely he's not going to be able to play for me.
I mean, the head coach
he's just going to get hurt.
Of the team is literally on record like 3 weeks before saying, like, we got to manage his workload.
What is it?
But it's all relative based on the standings and who else is available and where you are for the year.
Jonas, a big picture point that we brought up a couple of weeks ago is if this is the case, how would you ever expect to get to the promised land? Great promised land in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about 2-week segments, 7 games every other day, and you can't get through that, how would anyone ever expect them to get to the promised land anyway?
It's a great point. I don't know. Like both goalies are the same. Like you don't like. Are you confident that both goalies could play 2 months if they needed to? Every other night?
As of right now,
the
no.
grind of playoff games, like no.
But that's my question, Jonas, and I'm not expecting you to have the answer. I mean, it's not like we have a surgeon in here. Is it actually the grind of playing, or is it just the way they're built? Is it their mentality that it's like, I'm not playing through this?
Common sense, where if you have a guy who has suffered injuries every single year of his career,
so what is
maybe
reasonable?
I'm not going to like overtax him.
What is reasonable then?
Well,
You're Joseph Wall. Like, let's say he returns as of Saturday night.
Yeah. Let me just throw in one part. He makes $3.5 million, I think. So a $3.5 million NHL goaltender, what the hell is the expectation? You got to get 2 or 3 games a month, and then that's all good. You earn your paycheck.
No.
Like, you get paid to play in the NHL whenever you're called upon.
But you guys are talking about...
I get it, there's sports science, and I get it, you can't wear a guy down. But to talk about 7 games...
It was 8 of 9. And I know what you're saying, but you're saying, like, ideal world. It's not an ideal world. Like, he has been hurt all the time. So let's take a big picture approach and say, you know what, that Carolina game, we're going to give that to Hildeby. We want to make sure we don't overtax this guy and he gets hurt. And now he misses a month. And now we don't have Stolarz and Wall for a month. You know what I mean? Like, you almost have to think beyond just the one game. And that's what they haven't done.
Are you convinced that would actually avoid injury?
But I don't know. But I know that like the likelihood of him getting hurt by playing more is higher. Like it's just, isn't it? Common
I don't
sense?
know. I mean, he's gone in the past where he hasn't played much, and then he just gets banged up.
Look and start
Like when he went into the playoffs and he couldn't play, he had taken over for Samsonov, right? Hadn't played.
Right.
Sit there, you stretch, everyone's ready, then all of a sudden they need him for Game 7, can't go.
Why do they have innings limits in pitching?
Very different. And again, there's context involved in that. If you're coming off Tommy John, sure, but you're not.
Shane Bieber. This guy is.
But you're not. But that's not who he is.
It is.
No, it's not. He doesn't have
His
major
career
reconstructive
high for
injuries.
was last year, and I think he was at like 43, something like that. And
when has he had major reconstructive surgery?
He hasn't that I know of. He's been hurt every single year.
I understand that. I get that. And Stolarz. I get that.
That's why, like, even the Stolarz thing, like that. There's a lot to that one, but like he was playing all the time, and it's like, well,
also playing poorly.
Also playing poorly, but like he had never played that much. It's like he gets hurt. What do you think's going to happen? I don't know. Like I don't know how you could fight me on this.
Oh, I will fight you on this.
Right.
I don't take issue with the Leafs on this.
Wow.
Like I think the Leafs are taking all these bullets. Like you just got to bubble wrap guys.
You
and
have to be
if you do
cognizant
this,
of who they are. Like
also,
if I asked you to,
Travis Green said the other day, it's a win-loss league, and you're trying to win every game. Everybody says the head coach puts together a lineup to say I got to give my team the best chance to win tonight.
that's great. So why not play Matthews 30 minutes a night?
well, we had the conversation about Matthews, you and I, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And prior to him coming back, and I said I think it's imperative
right.
he plays because your season's dying. You're the captain. You're in year 10.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to play now. When are you ever going to play? And your reaction was, well, what if he could tweak? Like, yeah, he could. Maybe he could. Or he could come back and play well and help them win. Like, that's
fair.
I get it's not a perfect science.
I just think
I
those
understand
specific cases, you have to take the context of the player into question. If you don't, you're just asking for trouble, and
then
they got trouble.
And it's self-inflicted. If this is just the reality with these two guys, and it may well be the rest of their careers,
It literally
then
is.
how did they get to a point where they decided these are our two goalies now for the next 3 or 4 years?
I mean, it's
Because this GM is committed to both guys.
You're right. Like, I mean, they committed to Wall a year prior, like it was before last season.
And that was Tree Living that gave him the
yeah,
deal.
and then they commit to Stolarz before the start of this season.
Right. Again, Tree Living.
Right. And you can like pick it apart and be like, well, why did they do that? But like in both cases, like I didn't agree with the Wall extension at the time. I thought you just wait.
Mm-hmm.
But you understand it. Like he's young, he has upside, et cetera, et cetera. Stolarz played really well last year. Didn't play a lot.
If he does
really
it
well.
again,
Right, if he
it'll
can
be
give
high.
you 40 starts and Wall gives you 40 starts. But Jeff's question is the right one. It's like, is that combination going to be able to win you a cup?
You talked about that
I don't
game in Carolina. Do you not think they went up to Joseph Wall and said, hey, what do you think about going in Carolina?
But that's the wrong thing to do.
What are you talking about, man? You ask your athlete, you good to go in
They're
Carolina?
always going to say yes. They're not going to know what's best. You have to do
I don't
what's
know.
best for them. Like I asked Craig Berube before that game. I was like, are you thinking about starting Hill to be in one of the next two? He's like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. And it's like, shouldn't you be thinking like, you know what? This guy's played a lot. He missed training camp.
See, I'm not
He's been
convinced
hurt all
that
the
Joseph
time.
Wall is wired the way you just described it. Like
You think
Wall,
he would have said, yeah, no, I need
I
the
think.
night off.
I mean, this guy's had multiple opportunities to play in Game 7s. And I'm not doing it. Can't play. You don't think they went to him and said we could really use you playing? I don't think they said, sorry, we talked to the doc, you can't go tonight. Game 7, but we're not going to push it. I think Joseph Wall is very comfortable in saying I can go or I can't go. And
to miss a Game 7, you have to be very comfortable saying I can't go in this game.
Exactly.
Like Game 7, everyone's standing around with broken limbs and they do whatever they can to get on the ice.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of
Not
shocking
going.
stuff that we've seen with this team over the years. That's like, I don't know if that's in the top 5, but it's in the top 10.
One of the more wild scenarios of
It's
all
top
time.
5.
It's top,
Yeah.
it might be top 5.
Day of, wait a minute, who's playing tonight?
Yes.
Dude, I was like, we had to do Sports Center panels and
I remember
like-
CJ called me. He's like, yeah, there's word that like Wall might not play. It's like, what?
Mhm.
I remember Drake telling me Joseph Wall didn't get off the bus. He's not, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So,
But what do you do, right? Like, so let's say like you decide these guys can't take us where we need to go. They wanted Markstrom. Like they tried to get Markstrom. They couldn't get Markstrom.
maybe
They
Dennis Hildeby's the guy.
maybe.
Dude, I would give
Where do
him
you-
an
I have no idea.
I told these guys, give him the net until he flames out or
I thought that was a great point. I'll give you that. To your point, like the other guys haven't
Thanks.
Look at you
they
and
haven't.
Jonas.
They're not. It's not Vasilevsky. Like if the other guy plays well,
Right, doors wide open. Look
Yeah,
at Montreal tonight. Fowler's playing.
Sure, plays well. It's
And if
him.
he plays, they're not going to Sam Montembeau.
If Phil Hildeby's good again tonight, he should get the game on Saturday night against the Oilers. I don't care if the other two both declare themselves healthy. I said it yesterday. They can flip a coin to which one goes on the bench with a hat and the other one goes up in the stands.
Well, Wall is likely going to be available Saturday. No
I'm
guarantees.
never assuming anything.
No guarantees,
at all.
but he practiced again today, and he can technically come off IR on Saturday.
Man,
Maybe he'll need a breather.
I know it's old school, and it wasn't like that long ago that I played, but if you took the ice, there was kind of an expectation that you were going to play. There was no 5 days of skating and then test this or test that. It was like, oh, okay, you did 2 laps, you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I look at it like, the reality of their history is what it is. It likely will be their future. I think the play is if they're healthy and hot, you play them.
Let me ask you this,
because there's no way of stopping it. They're going to get banged up.
So Wall comes back. Whenever he comes back, you're just going to play him all the time. Like you're not going to have any restraints. We're not going to be careful. Maybe start him twice a week instead of 3 times. I don't know.
I guess that's possible. Sure.
You're in charge. That's not what you would do. So you guys are totally anti.
Well, again,
I hate load management.
He's not playing back-to-backs. I mean, that goes without saying. Like, no one's suggesting that. If they have a crazy schedule, like I wasn't sure he would play in Washington because it was the afternoon game where he played in Columbus and had a big workload 2 nights before.
Fair.
I thought maybe give him that day off, play him in Pittsburgh the next night. They didn't do that, but within reason, Jonas. I'm not saying I expect 70 starts out of this guy. That's not the world.
But when you play
anymore.
him 8 of 9, that's what you're doing. You're putting him on that pace. I don't know. I just thought they were asking for trouble. That was not hindsight. That I thought that at the time.
I think desperate times call for desperate measures too.
Yeah, but
their
then you
season
could just
was going
kill
down.
your season, right? Like, what would we be saying if Hildeby hadn't come in these last couple games? And we'll see where this goes.
He's played really well.
But let's say he was awful, and Wall, instead of having to miss a week, and who knows how long.
Do you think Berube and Tree Living would take the heat for that?
100%. You guys would be very upset for sure.
But I think I'd look
it
at
on
the player and say, man, we need you to stay healthy here.
When you're the Toronto Maple Leafs with the expectation they had, the desperation you have for victories and to get points and to get back into it, and if you have to ask a guy, look, we're desperate right now, you got to play. And the one goalie skated off in Boston, and nobody knows what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
So how can you blame the organization? Is it the organization's fault that he skated off the ice and disappeared into thin air?
They're not blameless. I don't know what the injury is. They've never said. They've decided not to say. I don't know.
That would help their cause.
It would help if we had some context, why he was.
Is there 100% an injury with him?
I don't know. I did not see anything. I don't think you guys did.
I think that's a reasonable question. Is there an injury or is there something else going on?
Don't know. And
we don't have the answer. Obviously, the Leafs do. But listen, you got San Jose tonight. You got star power, right? You got Celebrini in town. It's not to the extent of Saturday night when McDavid's here, even though this is the 11th year he's here. And during the COVID kind of burned us because we couldn't be in the rink. Mm-hmm. But for the past 11 years, when Edmonton shows up, you can feel it. It's all right, the big boy's in town. He's back home. Celebrini's a peg below that, I would say, on Tuesday when Bedard's here. It's a peg below that, but not far below it.
Is he top 5, must-see yet? I don't think so, but he's top 10, right?
I think if you're following the league closely and you realize and you're hearing through the grapevine, man, this Celebrini kid every night. Bedard did it again last night. Goal and an assist. They won 3-0 at home. It can't be far off. It's not quite McDavid. I think Sid Novey still hold it. McKinnon, Makar, I think the Colorado game. But I don't think San Jose, Chicago, even though they're still not great teams, and they haven't been for a few years, and they have faded.
You want to see these two guys play.
It's pretty high. They've got to be top 10, don't they, in terms of ticket sellers and creating a buzz in a market?
Think about this. If it's the New York Rangers or San Jose Sharks and a chance to watch Celebrini, who would you?
Sharks all day.
Totally.
That's right.
You know who's
Sharks all
also
day.
entered that for me is the Islanders. It's like, suddenly, you know what? I'm going to watch Schaefer. I
Yeah.
kind of want to.
I found that when I'm watching the games at night. I'm like, oh, I'll catch a period of the Islanders, see what this guy's up to.
And before, it's like, I would never watch
Never
Not
in a million years.
Never in a million years.
Never in a
They were
million
boring.
years.
They weren't that good, and you're just not watching it. It's
Yeah.
like you know they're going to fall down the standings, and that guy's a game changer for
He
the
is
whole
a one-man
organization.
show. Like his confidence, because he can burn. Like obviously he can skate, but his confidence to hold the line, to make plays on the line, to jump into gaps.
Be physical in his own zone, stand guys up.
He is something else.
I think
that
he's
kid.
the youngest player in the league. Like, I think he
He is.
just turned 18 in
Yeah.
September or something. It's like,
He's
what
the real
hell?
deal, man. Imagine that guy at 25 years old.
Well, that's what's crazy is that you have to believe it's just going to get better and better and better. You know, you hope. It's early in his career. You don't want to put crazy expectations on his shoulders. And there's a responsibility from the organization to surround all three of these guys we're talking about with good players and allow them to continue to grow. Because if they don't have goaltending, if they don't have a D partner in Schaefer's case, if you don't have wingers in Bedard and Celebrini's case, there's a limit to what you can do. But I saw Craig and MJ, they've updated their Team Canada list, and these are their opinions. They're not projecting what's going to happen. They kind of went back and forth and picked who they would put on the team. And they have Bedard, Celebrini, and Schaefer. And I totally agree with that.
That's a Jerry's percent of 0. That's
You think this is 0% all three make it?
0%.
I don't think it's 0%.
Is it 1%?
I'd go
three?
15%. You can't name 8 better defensemen than Schaefer that are Canadian.
Well,
like no
the way
chance.
you have to look at it is if you're just looking at that board right there, Travis Sanheim been that much better than Matthew Schaefer? I don't think he's been better than him at all.
Not in any capacity.
Yeah, but the
Schaefer's
thing
been one of
is-
the best defensemen in the league.
The thing is, John Cooper might say, I need Travis Sanheim to kill me a penalty in the third period with 8 minutes left.
I
And I
understand.
don't know if I can trust Matthew Schaefer to go
Yes.
out there and do it. So that's where playing better up to now and needing a guy in a situation where he had in the past at the Four Nations and he can trust. Trust is going to be a massive factor for John Cooper and that committee for who goes on that board.
100%. Now, look at those. That top 6 is disgusting. Like, they have Sid on left wing with McKinnon and Bedard and Celebrini with McDavid and Reinhardt. Like, there is not another team in the league or in the tournament that can come close to one of those lines. You put the best American line you've got, I don't think it's as good as either of those two lines.
Yeah, I kind of like what they got there. I don't disagree.
I love
much,
that
man.
lineup. I got to be honest. I love what they have, Craig and MJ there. And I would have Schaefer. Like, even if he's your 8th defenseman.
Yes, just
like
to be
he's-
the experience.
Absolutely. Like, 10 years, remember PK Subban when he won his Norris in 14? They put him on, and a lot of it was because it was so loud. He's in Montreal. He's going to win the Norris. How do you not put him on? He played one game in that tournament.
But wasn't it kind of awkward at that? Like,
It was. And it was different because PK was...
he was already in the league.
He was already in the league, established. He was in Montreal. He was one of the most entertaining, bigger personalities in the game. Schaefer's a completely different story. But for me, I've got him there. Like, put him, make him your 8th defenseman, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the tournament he's playing a fair amount. Like, yes, he's
I'd love
18, but let him go, man.
They just don't typically do that.
I know. I hear you.
And Jeff highlighted why. Like, it's you gold
Well, they
medal
always
game.
think about the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it's gold medal game. Who do you want to put on the ice?
Yeah, it's kind of like your mentality
the
with the Leaf goaltender. What if they get hurt?
Yeah.
I say, what if they thrive? But I'm an optimistic guy. Always have been. Always have been. Anyway.
The
Just
record.
to let you know, I got a good note from our good buddy Donnie Nichols. He said, "You own Jonas," and that.
Attaboy, Don.
Yes. Thank you,
Shout out,
Donnie, for the
Thank
message.
you, Don. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, listen, everyone's got a different viewpoint.
You guys are like the sports science duo, anti-sports science.
We are well
We're
read.
about getting it done. That's what we're about. Can
Yeah,
you get
how's
it
that
done or
working?
not?
It's not going so well for those two guys. But Hildeby, we're big supporters of the Hildebees.
Hildeby's our guy as of right now.
Yeah, maybe he's the next Binnington, right? Maybe this is a scenario where he shows up
gotta
and goes on
tell
a
ya,
heater.
I find it weird when people bring up that team and that example with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what preceded all that, right?
Them being a disaster.
And firing the coach.
Valid.
So,
But they hired the guy that is behind the bench now.
yes.
Okay. All right, we'll come back and get into the game tonight. Willie on the third line. Jonas, I want your take on how you feel about
I
that.
got a lot of thoughts.
I
I
have
have
a-
a game for you guys.
Okay.
Tell you?
We got a game?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a game. We got to that. I put together a coach's meter,
Dude,
like
if
a
the game's
mood meter.
stupid, I'm not playing it because you've said I'm going to play games before, and it's a dumb name and it's a dumb
You
game.
love my game.
No, I don't.
No, I think Jonas can bring the heat on this. I do. I feel good about this. Him and Doogie have been cooking something up in the lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You don't trust Doogie? He's going on a date soon. Doogie's got things absolutely cooking on his side of the glass back there.
Dude, he's not going on a date soon.
I got you, Doogie. All right. The Insider's coming up, and Luke will join us. Noodles, son on the clock tonight. What a Thursday nighter we have. Battle of the NFC South. This is a game people are dying for, right? We got Bucks, Falcons. It's a big game for Tampa, though. They got to win this game tonight.
Maybe
The
we
spread
should get
keeps
Rob
moving.
Ray to make the pick for Noodles' son.
Maybe Rob Ray should make the pick. We'll see. Noodles is in here because he's in witness protection. That's why he's not on the show today. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, let me make sure I got this right this time. OverDrive continues, powered by FanDuel. Man, I jammed that up. Dregs is in the studio today. Yeah, I've probably gone.
Up or what happened?
Starting the show,
Yeah.
I've been doing this show with this guy for 10 years. He started the show with, welcome back, OverDrive. Like, we're continuing. And I was like, we're just starting.
Yeah,
He thought we came out of commercial break.
I completely froze.
Stuff happens.
That's the end of the record, man. I had the Ripken record. Every show for 10 years, I have started the exact same way.
Yeah.
And today I came in, I'm like, OverDrive continues. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, what am I doing? Start a show. Jonas, you just threw me off. I was waiting for your take on the Leafs.
Do you need a new start? Like, should you
Possibly. Maybe this is a chance for me to completely revamp the beginning of the show.
Maybe Jeff should introduce the show.
I don't know if no.
Why? I like when you come in.
Possible, right?
I don't know if you've ever done this, but the worst is like on SportsCenter or something. I've been on the panel where I'm describing a play and you have these 2 or 3 different thoughts and your brain seizes right in the middle.
Oh.
And you don't know what the hell you're going to say. And if you don't get it together within
Yeah.
a split second, you are absolutely...
Or you meander all the way through trying to get to the point you're about to make, or a player that you want to talk about and you forget who you're talking. That happened to me last week or whatever. You remember when Nicky Robertson went in on the hard forecheck?
Just blanked.
Just like, was it Lawton who scored? Or like, you know,
Yeah, you
you just
blank.
kind of blank.
And if it's live, it's
It
a Rodney
happens.
Harrison
It's a
situation.
dangerous situation.
It's a dangerous
That was
situation,
bad.
man. Well, Dregs, it's good to see you. And
Yeah.
we were, talking about the Leafs and their goaltending situation and, what the plan is with Hill to be here. Do you just keep playing? You hope
Yeah.
Wall's going to return on Saturday. It's possible. I don't know what you're hearing on that. But what do you see happening here with the goalie rotation moving forward?
Saturday is possible for Joe Wall. The expectation, I don't know, did Berube acknowledge this today that he'll be back on the ice tomorrow? That's the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hope, that Joe Wall is on the ice tomorrow. And if he is and he feels good, then I guess
Yeah, but what if
Saturday is open.
plays great tonight?
Yeah, well, then I think as not an organization, but as a medical department with Joe Wall in concert with the
Nice. Thanks, Dregs. You're backing me up.
yeah, I mean you make that decision collectively. But that's fine though, isn't it? Like if Hildeby is good, and he certainly was good the other night.
Yeah, but
and he's
Jonas
good, yeah.
thinks, Dregs, that you should go to... You shouldn't play Hildeby because that would be too much.
Jonas
I did
says,
not say that at all.
Dude, you did. You said
Take it out of
playing... If
context.
Hildeby has a great game tonight, you said it would not be smart to play him again on
I did
Saturday.
not say that at all. I said I was arguing with someone else about that.
But that you should be
I think-
careful because
I
of
think
Wall
they
and
should have been
Stolarz.
more careful with Wall and Stolarz.
Right. Revisionist history is that you believe that
Yeah, but
if
you
Wall...
recognize where they're at in the standings,
We
right?
tried to explain that,
Yes.
Darren. He has
Oh,
no
my
respect
God.
for that whatsoever.
I see a big picture. You guys are just focused on the game.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, you win that
Well, you
game,
want-
and if your goalie's out for a month.
You want to see the bigger picture? Imagine the change that's going to take place if the Maple Leafs don't make the playoffs. That's
Yes.
the big picture.
man,
And Joe
you
Wall
guys.
was on a heater.
Yeah. All right.
He just
Darn
cares
it.
about doctors and health.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's like, yes, you could win that game, but then if he's out for a month, you're going to lose more games than you're going to win. So
Valid.
what are you doing?
Valid.
That's my point.
And they're in the situation they're in now, and the season goes on, and you got to keep playing. But, in terms of the Nylander scenario, I'm curious where
I like it.
you stand on this, where Willie's on the third line tonight, and Berube's not being shy about this.
No.
Like, he is.
No.
He's like, this is a demotion. He's not playing well. Like, not those exact words, but he's not sugarcoating this.
Well, I will say this, and I was going to say it, and I will say it on SportsCenter because I was eager to see what Jeff O'Neill's reaction to it was going to be. This is a situation where Willie Nylander is going to that third line as a compliment to that line, right? If Bobby McMahon doesn't get suspended for one game, Nylander probably isn't going to that line simply because why would you break up that line? Right? You
Right, it was playing well,
you
right.
wouldn't with Joshua and Nick Waugh. And Nick Robertson doesn't come out of the press box. He stays in the press box. So, Nylander is being put on that line, obviously because of his skill set. But the belief from the coach, at least, is that those two guys in Dakota Joshua and Nick Waugh will get him the puck. But he's going to put himself in a place to receive that puck and do something with it. So Willie's got to up his game for that line to be successful. But those two guys, through the eyes of Craig Berube, are the two that are probably going to get him more engaged than he's been.
I think, Darren, like we were talking about it earlier, he's got to go from being more of a consistent player as opposed to just looking for the spectacular play, floating around the red line. And he can make the spectacular play. That game against the New York Rangers in overtime, it's like, oh, Willie goes in there and he makes that play and it's game over. They win the game.
Yep.
But there's just got to be more than that on a consistent basis because it's just not there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you'd say that about a few others. But Willie's sort of dip in and dip out has been more of an issue of late.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Go ahead.
Has a leading scorer on a team ever been criticized more than William Nylander?
Are you saying it's
I think in this case, I don't think he's been great the last little bit. He was never criticized by the coach. Are you kidding?
Are you saying the coach in the marketplace?
You didn't say that.
Okay,
You're
I
saying
should have
the
clarified it.
marketplace.
So you're saying the coach.
The coach. I've never seen a leading scorer of a team criticized more than this.
But are you talking about publicly or what we see? When he's
That's
getting
a
an
great
earful
point.
on the bench.
Publicly and what I can see at practice, what we can see during games. I've never seen it.
Do you think, like I used this reference last night, and it might be a bit extreme, but everyone talks about Steve Eisman, Scotty Bowman got there and said, you got to play differently. You got to change your game. There was those conversations with Ovechkin when, remember, Dale Hunter got down there and all that. It feels to me like that's what Berube is doing here. Like Berube is adamant that, yes, we need you to score. We need you to be an offensive, dynamic player, but you have to check. You have to be in the right spot. You can't jump the zone. Seems reasonable.
Let me ask you this.
By the way, we have Pierre LeBrun with us here. Pierre's joined us. We'll get to you in just a second here, Pierre, but we're deep in Nylander chatter.
Well, Pierre, you can follow up on this. Have you seen a massive difference in his play? Like
with Berube, you mean?
With Berube in his ear, have you seen like game by game?
Not consistently.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know.
But like I would say, Matthews has made sacrifices to his game since Berube's arrived. He's penalty killing.
Yeah.
Right? He's up against more difficult competition. Right? No, you don't think so, Jonas?
Yeah.
Okay. Pierre, go ahead. You can jump in on this with Nylander and Berube and their relationship.
Yeah, listen, I think this is pretty common that there's sometimes there's an oil and vinegar aspect to the way a coach and a star player interact, and I think that's the case here between these two. I don't think it's gotten personal. I don't think it's a situation that is, beyond repair at all. But I just think that Nylander's demeanor, and Jonas is around that team every day, nothing bugs that guy. And I think that Craig Berube wants to come to work some days and have him or other players, especially when things weren't going well earlier this year, act like it is bugging them, if that makes any sense. That's what I see when I see the back and forth between Nylander and Berube. That's the side of it that I think maybe bugs the coach.
I can tell you from asking him, he does not seem bothered by it at all.
Willie, you're saying?
Genuinely, and has said he likes Craig Berube, likes the relationship, feels like he's someone he can talk to. Feels like, to Hayes' point, that he has taught him to maybe simplify his game at times. I'm just saying, I think there's going to be a point where you do it too many times. Like, he has been criticized publicly more than any other player on the team by, a mile.
Yeah, but the only reason he's criticized is because the coach knows that he has more to give.
You cannot be an $11 million opportunistic player where you're getting a break here, a bounce there, and you do this spectacular thing and you raise your hand up and you
But you can't be criticizing the guy every 5 games when it's like he literally leads the team. He's responsible for I don't know what percentage of the goals.
Man, you're a softie today. Nobody can be.
You guys-
the injuries, the comments on players, and everything else.
Well,
what
let me
a
ask you
soft
this.
approach
During
to
your-
the NHL.
When you scored 40 goals, if your coach was criticizing you every other day, would you
Do
be
you
like,
not think
dude,
Paul Maurice criticized me every other day? If I had an off game as a 40-goal scorer, he'd be like,
But
down to
only
the
you.
third line you go, dog. You got to get your game in order. And then I would have to be a stud on the third line and get back to the
4 goals a game.
Exactly.
I mean,
5 sometimes.
are you suggesting then he should take it off Nylander or be more consistent with other guys?
I think that's probably
Like, I
the
think
bigger
that-
point. If you're going to
keep
criticize
that energy
him,
with him.
Yes.
But go at, and you got to be realistic with
But the
who
problem
you're
is-
going at. But
Yes,
like I look
that's-
at a guy like Morgan Riley. Riley has not been perfect defensively at any point in his career. You're all over Nylander. You got to do this. You got to do that. Why is he not stronger on Morgan Riley?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. But I think that would be
I
reasonable
think part
if
of
he
it is
was.
what you're saying is like he knows the personality of William Nylander. He knows he can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to criticize your team without actually criticizing the team. You criticize the best player.
Right.
But I don't know, like how many times can you keep doing this? Like we're in December. This has happened like 10 times, 5 times.
It's a go-to play.
Maybe our definition of criticism isn't the same as Craig Berube's.
What would you call it?
Honest assessment?
Coaching.
Motivating.
Coaching.
All right.
Can you wait? Can you, name me one other player who has gotten criticized like this all year
Within the team, I don't know.
publicly. Like to
in,
Drex's point,
in
like,
Toronto, there's nobody that's even close.
not even close.
No, and I'm not arguing against that, Jonas. I mean, you see it with younger players like Michkov probably puts his hand up and goes like,
Yeah.
but he's a younger player, in a different market. Willie's this is the 10th year in the league.
He's also
making
a
lot of money.
breaker, though, right? You
Yeah.
can
That's the thing.
criticize.
You need him.
You're going to criticize Michelli? Okay.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. What's that going to do? He's not even playing right now. With Darren Dreger,
Well, I
Pierre
would
LeBrun.
say-
Go ahead, Pierre.
Yeah. I would say Elias Pettersson in Vancouver has been much maligned at times in the
Valid.
Vancouver market.
Good one.
And should be.
I mean, I think probably more so. And of course,
I mean,
I would
Nylander
say,
did
yeah,
have
I would say
45
more
goals
warranted in his case.
last year.
Exactly. No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
We got that internal email this morning. I couldn't believe this, that Jacob Fowler will make his debut tonight for the Habs against Pitt. And Ken Dryden, Patrick Waugh, Carey Price all started their careers against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Is this a coincidence, Pierre? Are they setting him up? Is this the 4th guy of the greatness of goaltending in Montreal? How do we feel about Fowler going tonight?
Well, I can assure you this wasn't a plan 3 months ago by the Montreal Canadiens that Jacob Fowler will be called up for this game. I can guarantee you that, in fact. In a perfect world, while the Canadiens internally thought Fowler would get NHL games this year, certainly the original plan was that it would be in the second half of the season. But they need saves. And so, he's played really well at the AHL level, and the 2 guys in the NHL uniform have not been very good at all, and in particular Samuel Montembeault, who needs a reset here. And that's the other side of all this, is that the Habs internally are hoping that Montembeault can, take a breath here and rebound and come back better for it. And I mean, they're not going to forget he had 3 good years before this year, but he's just arguably been the worst starting goalie in the league this year. And it's really hurt Montreal. It's hurt their confidence. They're a young team, and now they're looking over their shoulder, wondering if they're going to get a save. So the call-up of Jacob Fowler is absolutely important. It's timely. And there are a lot of people around that kid that think he's up to this. So we'll see. I mean, they better play better defensively in front of him, because I don't care if you're Igor Shesterkin, but the Habs' defensive play has not been very good either.
Yeah, that certainly doesn't help. And we do the Canadian mood meter here with the 7 Canadian coaches, and I'll get to mine next hour. I can't think of one positive team with a goaltending scenario right now. Like, Demko's out. Obviously, Edmonton's a mess. Wolf has not played well this year. Like, by his standards, it has not gone well. Hellebuck's injured. Hildeby's playing for the Leafs. Ullmark's been awful, horrible. And the Habs have called up a kid to play tonight. Like, there is not one positive goaltending story in the country right
Dude,
now.
you can throw in 20 teams from the U.S. with the same problems, too.
Yeah,
I guess you're
that's
right.
fair.
Yeah. Like, is that condensed schedule? Is it a coincidence? Like, what do we make of the
Well,
goaltending
maybe it's
problem?
just a collection of average. I mean, Hellebuck is injury.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's elite. Demko is very, very good, injury related. Stu Skinner and Cal Pickard, you got to look at the body of the work. And, we're looking at a smaller sample size, 30 games in. And you're right, their goaltending has been wildly inconsistent. But we talked about this in Colorado Springs. I look into the future. I try to, right? And names like Curtis Joseph, Carey Price, Martin Brodeur, Patrick Waugh. I mean, we're talking about the best of the best back in the day. Aside from a couple of few, 5 years from now, there's going to be a goalie crisis. If not in North America, across the National Hockey League.
Dude, I think there already is there.
Is that because you don't think kids are playing it enough?
Don't think so. No, and Pierre and I were part of this conversation. We had two owners. Owners are more hands-on now than they've ever been at the National Hockey League level, but literally state that they're worried about goaltending in the future. Not this year, next year, the year after. 5 years from now, especially in North America, where are these goalies coming from? Because they're not playing hockey. It's either too expensive or, this is going to sound ridiculous, athletes aren't jumping at the opportunity to play goal. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's the short, dumpy kid that gets the pads. I don't.
That's how you. Maybe O can make a comeback as a goalie at some point.
Oh, really? I'm a short, dumpy kid. I'm 6 feet tall.
I know. I'm kidding. Phillip Rivers. You and Phil are 2 peas in a pod. That's interesting.
I didn't explain that very well.
The short, dumpy kid was. I was just taken aback by that idea. Pierre, do you stand by that? Short, dumpy kids. That's the future of goaltending in the NHL. It seems like it's all giants right now.
I'm not. I don't think I'll touch that particular aspect of what Dregs just brought up, but I think Dregs is bang on. I mean, I was there when those two owners talked to us about it. Let's bring it to Canada specifically, and maybe because I've spent so much time, looking at the Olympic roster maneuvers here for Team Canada and so on. And obviously, as Doug Armstrong himself told me a couple of days ago, the Team Canada goalie position remains, quote unquote, the most fluid still. I mean, that's just the reality of it for Team Canada. If you look at the NHL stats for goalies who have played a certain amount of, for starters, and go by nationality, there actually even aren't that many Canadian goalies in the NHL right now. I haven't, backtracked the stats on this, but I wonder if this isn't the fewest amount of Canadian goalies playing right now in the NHL in the history of the league, in particular. I mean, just think about that for a moment. And listen, some of that is that the game keeps growing, and we're obviously opening doors to people from all kinds of different countries, playing net and playing the NHL. That's the positive spin. But unfortunately for Canada, I don't think that's really what's happening here. I just don't think Canada's developing as many elite goalies as they used to.
And let them play for free.
Yeah.
In minor hockey, the goalies play for free.
We've had that issue
free
with
gear, all of that.
I love that idea. But you know what happens? The other parents say, well, that's not fair. Like, I'm paying. Why is this kid not paying? Why aren't there? Because I know from experience. I've heard and I've seen through the grapevine, and I've been through these experiences where your teams are short goalies. Like, we got to have a goalie. Oh. And you're right. Then it's like, well, what else do you want? Not have a goalie, not have a team, or do you want them to play?
Like smaller kids, they got to rotate who plays in net.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But this is legit worthy of a summit. Like, we joke, oh, you lose the World Juniors, let's have a summit. No, this is actually existential.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
big time. And you're right. They got to get to the bottom of that. All right, Pierre, Dregs, good seeing you guys. Thanks for doing this as always.
Thank you.
There they are, the insiders. Pierre LeBrun, Darren Dreger joining us. Sorry about that. I owe you an apology.
That was a dick comment.
I want to get out before you Rob Ray me. I want to make sure that I apologize and mention it and say I take that back completely.
That Rob Ray's pissed.
I'm worried about Noodles in Buffalo next week. Legit.
He should go out there with the mascot's head in between the benches.
How good that would be if he showed up with a mascot head on?
Yeah. The lion in Buffalo, the mascot head, and walk in between the benches with it on.
I need that video.
Do it.
We need that video.
If you have any stones, Noodles.
Yeah, you're going to call Noodles out now?
Yeah.
Okay. Luke Wilson coming up in studio. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
All right, Luke Wilson coming up Thursday night or tonight. Big week in the NFL. We got the mood meter. Jonas has got a game. We got the Leafs in action tonight. Got a lot going on here. A lot going on. You see Oklahoma City win by almost 50 last night.
I think they're 24-1 and have won 16 games in a row. It's insane. They're gonna win the most games ever in a year.
Shea played like 24 minutes last night.
He never plays in the fourth quarter, ever.
Yeah, and laughs about it. It's like, I just don't play. Someone sent me a stat today about them. What the hell was it? I got to go back and find it.
Or the fact that I think he is the leading scorer in the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter.
And probably
and not in the fourth.
189th in the fourth.
Does that hurt his MVP chances if
No.
he's just the three-quarter player?
I think it's a legitimate question, though. Like, if you only play a certain amount of minutes.
Because everyone's stat-driven when they're doing awards nowadays.
Right. But they're so
You guys are.
good.
You guys are all turkeys with this stuff. It's nuts.
Jonas is taking shrapnel on everything today.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a legitimate conversation, which I don't think is fair to him.
Not in this case. He's going to win. If it's not him, it's Jokic.
We were talking about them the other day. Like,
Lucas,
imagine the run that they can go on in the next 10 years.
It's crazy.
Dude, they got Caruso coming off the bench. They got guys like
they're young.
Yeah.
They have no old players.
With picks out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have Phillies pick this year. I think they have the Clippers pick. The Clippers suck.
Clippers, they do have, I believe.
It's insane.
They have pick swaps. Like, it's crazy how loaded they are. I don't know how you stop them. I really don't. Like, a guy like Lou Dort, who's a great player, no one even talks about him. Yeah. He just shows up and plays and defends, doesn't play in the fourth quarter, win by 50.
They do something really funny after the game. They got this dude that interviews them, and they just all start screwing with the guy. They put towels on his head. They just start laughing. They're having a good time.
Like, the vibes have to be electric in that locker room. All right, Luke coming up. Leafs Sharks tonight. OverDrive continues up on YouTube Live.
This is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Take my breath away and make it last forever, babe. Do it now or never, babe. Take my breath away.
Hour 2 OverDrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jonas Siegel. Got Luke Wilson coming up here in a moment. Luke's got his tail between his legs, man. It just hasn't been a good year for him. Not on this show. I mean, we love having him.
He's a loser.
Unfortunately, it hasn't gone well. And HBO, we just pick winners. That's how we roll.
And there's a new hashtag called #NowWeBro.
Now we bro. Look at that record for Now We Bro. 25-17-1. And we're just going to keep getting better. The playoffs, that's where we really thrive, right? That's what it's really coming down to. And tonight, we got Falcons and Bucks. Big game this weekend. Packers at Broncos. Huge. Huge.
Dude, what happened to the Bucks and Baker? Like, that guy was an MVP fave at the beginning of the season.
They've completely fallen off. They've had a lot of injury problems. That their defense can't get stops, and I don't know, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, Baker just can't. He hasn't been able to overcome it, get it done. And now you look at it, it's them, Carolina. Like, Carolina could make the playoffs, which would be crazy.
Crazy.
And they're going to get a home playoff date. But you've got that game tonight. You got Bills at New England this weekend, which is a huge game. And again, Packers, Broncos. And, yeah, we'll see what comes of it. We'll get to Luke in just a moment. Leafs, Sharks tonight. And a bunch of games in the NHL tonight, including Florida in Colorado. I'm curious to see how that plays out. They won last night. I think they were in Utah last night. But Colorado coming off a road trip, and the champs are in town. I know they're depleted and beaten up. But tracking this division, the Atlantic Division, every night, it's changes every single day.
If I gave you guys Colorado or the field to win the Cup.
Colorado all day long.
I don't think he's right.
I'd go field, I think.
There's Dallas.
Those goalies still scare me in the playoffs.
Or the one thing, I would have been a heavy favorite on I was a kind of a heavy favorite on Colorado last year. But guess who they met in the playoffs? the Dallas Stars in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Dallas is going to be a tough beat. Now, that's not going to happen this year. You know, assuming one of them doesn't fall off or Minnesota doesn't take off and catch them, you got to believe Colorado wins the division.
If you smell what the
Noodles son
is cooking. Girl, you know it's true.
I probably wouldn't have cut myself off there for this type of activity. I was about to make a point. If you were plus 14, I'd accept it and I'd understand it and expect it. When you're down 14, you probably let the guy finish his thought before you cut him off. But it's all good. Good to see you, Luke. How you doing?
Below average.
Yeah, it's
Below
not going
average.
so well for you?
No, it's not. Tough day. Tough day, and we're down 14.
Yeah, it's trouble, man, because you've been awfully quiet on that group chat, too. That's what hurts.
Yeah, you just crawled into the basement and you
I don't want to hear anything out of you, Mr. Floating Bag.
It's got to be disappointing to be in the same room as this guy, isn't it? Like, the two of you were so close. You had such a connection.
You have to admit, I've had some positive.
Oh, you've been a huge positive for us.
Exactly.
What happened? Why couldn't you channel that kind of energy and apply it to picking winners this year?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Tough times.
What a game you got tonight, too. It's just a brutal football game.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one.
The play's Tampa, right?
Yeah,
the line's up to 5.5. I think is it 5.5 on FanDuel?
And the way things are going now, Tampa will probably win by 5.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
But like, there's no way I can pick Kirk Cousins on a short week. I mean, the Bucs got everybody back. Like,
well, what's happened in Tampa?
Well, this is what I'll say. First off, is now Bucky Irving's been back, but it's like the defense is not an elite unit. I think Vita Vea is elite, but outside of that, it's not an elite unit. And then you look at offensively, like you lose Mike Evans for a large part of the year. You lose Bucky Irving for a large part of the year. And Chris Godwin has missed most of the year as well. And because Baker is who he is, we all are kind of like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, if the Lions lost Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs, and granted, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is obviously better than Bucky Irving. Mm-hmm. But it's like, what do you want Baker to do? Like, his main receiver's hurt. His second guy's hurt. Their third guy has been great, but it's a rookie. Like, there's a learning curve with that. And you're down to your second and third string running backs.
Yet they can still win the division.
Because their division's doo-doo.
Awful. Horrendous. The NFC South is abysmal.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Carolina getting in would be a shock to the system.
It would be
like
tough.
Shocking if they found a way to win.
It's tough for me to, I don't really like being around O-Dog now, man.
Just weird vibes.
Just being in this room
man.
with him, man.
I always saw you two together, right, Jonas?
Yeah.
Really too bad, man. It's like a bad breakup. We're stuck between these two guys.
I'll tell you what, it's really a feeling of going from the outhouse to the penthouse because I feel like a champion right now.
So you instigated, although he put you on waivers kind of, but you're happy with the divorce. Like you dusted yourself off, got a better partner pretty quickly. Now you're taking flights around the world.
I just feel like part of the team, that's all.
Wow, the energy is it's palpable in here, isn't it, Jonas?
I'm trying to think of a quarterback situation where a guy leaves a team and then he goes somewhere. Sam Darnold? Is he like Sam Darnold over here?
So he's J.J. McCarthy? That actually is a pretty good analogy.
Wow, really? Last week I was the Kansas City Chiefs. Now I'm J.J. McCarthy.
That's
Speaking
tough.
about that, how did they not just, why didn't they want to keep Sam Darnold around and find out if J.J. McCarthy was the real deal or not? Like, instead of just putting all their eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about that, dude, although they smoked somebody last week.
Yeah, obviously last week looked better, but still a long way to go. I'll say this. I think everybody's kind of kicking themselves over that because when you go from a 14-win season where you're a couple games away from potentially being a Super Bowl contender to what you've seen this year.
What about the happiness of Justin Jefferson as well?
Oh, for sure. And he's a guy like, you've got a generational talent in Jefferson.
Generational.
And you've burned a year. You've burned a year of this.
And pissed them off.
Yeah. That's just like, the house is on fire there. And hopefully JJ turns it around. But what gets a bit weird for me, like seeing how it's all kind of transpired, is remember the couple games that he won? He had a few moments in the fourth quarter.
The coach was giving him the ball.
Correct. Like game ball for this. Like, dude, generally speaking, getting a game ball, like you got to do some shit. Excuse me.
I get it. Podcast? We're not on your podcast here.
Yeah.
Man, you are losing your mind.
I'm not allowed to say that?
Dude,
not really on this show.
Everybody says it all.
We've got we got a new guy on the board.
Can I just ask a question? Do you think if Darnold was just if
Fix
Darnold
that.
was just okay in those playoff games, do you think they would have just kept him? Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't great. Like, he was just fine.
I think
that's
it
a valid
I think
point,
it would have
though.
been a deeper conversation.
He melted down the
He
stretch.
melted in both games. It was the final game against Detroit, and that was a game where I thought leading up to it, I'm like, Detroit was banged up. This is a perfect situation. Now, granted, it was in Detroit, but he missed a lot of throws
He was
there.
horrendous.
And then the next week wasn't very good either. Just seemed like inaccurate. Almost got the yips in baseball. I do think that was part of it. And, we'll see, because there's been moments where the yips have returned this year for Darnold. I would say this, like early in the year when they lost to San Fran, that last play, everyone was kind of blaming Darnold. I'm like, okay, like Nick Bosa was healthy at the time, breathing down your back. Like,
long season. Guys will
Correct.
make mistakes.
But it'll be interesting to see how he handles, because Seattle can still potentially get the 1 seed. And that
Right.
they got the Rams, I think, upcoming here soon.
Well, they got the Colts this weekend, and your boy Phillip Rivers. Like, where do you stand on a 44-year-old grandfather, Phillip Rivers?
Is he actually?
So
Yes,
this is where
he's
I
a
stand.
grandfather.
This is
I knew
where I
he was a lot of
stand.
kids.
I think that it's a good move from Indy, because I think he gives you a better chance at winning than Riley Leonard. That's just my honest assessment. I think most people would agree with that, at least most football people. The other side of this coin here for me is, and it wouldn't surprise me if they lose the next 2 weeks, which, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's Seattle and then San Fran.
Yes, it is.
So if they lose and they're on the outside looking in, if they actually go to Riley Leonard for the last 2 games.
Yeah, if you're
because-
Rivers, why even play?
So not just that, but if you're the Colts, it's like, why do we need a 44-year-old when we can be getting a guy, granted late, but a young kid that we drafted, we can get him in here and get him going a little bit and get him some reps. So I think this is one of those things where it's like, this is our last-ditch effort to basically try and make the playoffs.
That's the amazing thing is, like, he's trying to Joe Flacco this. They're 8-5. They are free falling. Like, they and all these injuries. And
Yes.
it's been a mess, and they have a very difficult schedule because
I believe it's Seattle, San Fran, 3-4 are
They
also
play
nuts.
Houston for
Houston
sure.
is in there, and then
Yeah.
is it Denver? Maybe no, I don't. It's not Denver.
I don't. It might be Jacksonville. I don't know. He looked that up, but it's
It's a bloodbath.
Very difficult.
The fourth
games.
game is also very difficult. I remember this.
I just don't see how he's possibly going to help them win. Like,
I
I'm
don't
captivated
either.
by the story.
Yeah.
But by the end of the run, it was tough to watch Phillip Rivers play. That was 5 years ago.
I'm telling you, I'm with you on that. Like, I haven't really
Like,
gone
it was
down.
tough 5 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't really gone into, like, everyone's pretty hyped. There's a 44. I'm, like, not really into it, because with or without Rivers, even with Daniel Jones, I don't think they beat Seattle.
Was there not another guy
Well, here-
lying around somewhere? Like, that's the question.
Cam Newton wants to play, apparently.
that's
Cam's
not-
taking it personally that
Yeah, I
they
saw
didn't ask
that.
him.
But to be honest with you, like, Cam is not the guy they're looking for that offense. They're clearly looking for a guy who's going to go through progressions, throw the football around. That's not Cam.
They're not going to win any of these.
That's
Seattle,
what-
San Fran, Jacksonville, Houston. Those are all lost.
And that's kind of where I'm like,
What's the point?
Well,
what's
and
the
Rivers
point?
is playing. Like, he's not coming back to sit on the bench. He is
I would be
playing.
shocked if he's not playing this Sunday in Seattle.
That is crazy because that defense can hunt.
Chew
That
you
guy
up.
was changing his grandkids' diapers, and he's going to be playing in the NFL.
Yeah. Like, he is older than I am. It's going to get awkward when someone comes around a corner and just destroys him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm comfortable watching that.
But,
like,
like-
it's going to be awkward.
The strange one for me, and I don't know if, like, I'm sure at this point, like, give up a 7th rounder, maybe they didn't want to, and get Joe Flacco. Like, what's Joe Flacco doing right now?
I don't know.
Backing up Burrow?
There's got to be some guys out there that are available via practice squad or something, right? Is there
know-
anyone out there? Like, can you make trades, though? Your post-trade deadline. Like,
Yeah,
how does
that's
that work?
true. I don't even.
I'm not sure you can get anybody else. That's why I think it's desperate times call for desperate measures. Listen, it would be an incredible story.
There's
I'm
no
not
way,
rooting
no.
against the guy.
I'm not either, but
I just
like-
don't see how it's possible because you referenced like the sked in and of itself. You got to like put yourself in that
Yes.
locker room too. Like, aren't you? If you're in that locker room, you're like, Phillip Rivers is our quarterback. Like, how can he have a grasp of the play calls?
That won't be hard for him.
No,
I'm telling you that will not be tough.
just because there's carryover
I
from his
think he
whole
has
career.
a history with Steichen, doesn't he?
Not in Indy though. Steichen wasn't there. When
But
he
like,
was there.
if
There's
it's
some sort of
similar
connection.
verbiage,
Okay.
you know that this is what gets weird. It's like there's only so many plays. Like, sure, will they condense a little bit of the playbook? Yes. And like, what'll happen is, let's say the 2-minute drive, Steichen or whoever's in his ear will be like, "Hey, this is, you know, for I always use the term Aggie for us was." The AG stood for all go. So that was like everybody knew Aggie was all go. So if they have a different word for their all go, you know, they'll have somebody at least translating like, yo, we want all goes here. We call it this. You know, and he should know this by now. Like, and it could be, generally speaking, similar verbiage. Like as a quarterback at his age, that's like the least of my worries.
Okay.
Where I'd get more so is like you have no feel with the receivers. You know, you don't really know the timing of everything. The playbook will be condensed to a degree. You're not going to have every single bullet in your chamber. So, again, and you're playing Seattle. It's not like, you know, you get to play the Raiders week 1, get a little warmed up, and then get a win and survive here. And you're also, if we bring that playoff board back up, you're not defending a playoff spot. You're on the outside
You're
looking
trying to
in.
win. You have to win.
And you have to beat some really good football teams. Like Seattle on the other side is trying to win the division and go for the 1 seed. San Fran is theoretically trying to win the division still. They're, I believe, only a game out. And then you've got Houston that is in the wild card but hanging on by a thread. Now I think Houston might be the scariest team in that entire picture right now. And Jacksonville's trying to hang on to the division. Like, and you got to basically beat 4 playoff teams.
Oh, it's a playoff game every single night.
And you don't have a great defense. The defense okay.
Yeah, no, it's a wild free fall, man. I mean, it's a lesson because we all fall into the trap. I do. Late October, this team's great. They're legit. They're going to win the division. They're going to run away with it. No, there's no guarantees. And a team like the Colts probably didn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. They just don't have the history.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes is out due to injury, but it's not like he was playing great.
Part of like the
He was
MVP was
crumbling.
He was really,
Jonathan Taylor. But like, what has happened to that run game? Beginning of the year.
Stacking the box. I mean,
Yeah, and this is my thing. Like, and it kind of goes not to flip the subject, but it's very similar to Philly last year. Everyone was like, "Man, Philly's having an unbelievable year," and what I think the general fan doesn't understand, and I like live this, where if you can run the football, literally everything opens up. Excuse me. And it's not just Seattle, but in Detroit, it was the same thing. The first thing every defensive coordinator preaches, we have to stop the run. Because if you cannot stop the run, everything now becomes infinitely harder. And it's like all of a sudden Jonathan Taylor's rushing like a wild man. Everybody's keyed in on like, I got to fit this gap. Even your safety is like, because, hey, this is my run responsibility, and that's my first thought. Stop Jonathan Taylor all week. Stop Jonathan Taylor. I got to make sure that if Jonathan Taylor comes through this gap, I got to go down there and tackle this man.
right.
And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, play action.
Over
You know,
the top, see you
Pittman,
later.
somebody. In that split second, all that emphasis on stopping Jonathan Taylor, it makes it wildly easier for quarterbacks. I think we're seeing that with Jalen Hurts a little bit this year.
Well, Hurts has taken a ton of heat in that market, like in Philly, which Philly's not a normal market.
Well, that performance against the Chargers.
It was awful.
Insane.
I don't
It was
know
terrible.
if Doogie can do this quickly, but the
Probably
last
not.
interception that lost the game, is there any way you can pull that up, Doogie? Can you give us the interception that sealed the game, end of the game, OT?
In overtime.
Oh, in overtime. Okay, Doogie, think you can get that done?
I'm sure, dude.
Not
you
a
can do
chance.
When
that.
he gets it done, I want to like explain to you when I see these things, and like my jaw drops with how outrageous decisions on the field are. I don't know if there's any other sport where you can do such a thing, but as he's going, and this is why I say like he's getting killed. So that's a traditional RPO, and one of the reasons you can tell is that the O lineman, if it was just a play action, they would kind of sell the run and then they'd back up because they don't want to get illegal man downfield. So when you see this, if Doogie gets us, the O linemen are blocking, and they're blocking. Like Philly could have been flagged for illegal man downfield. At a youth level, because RPOs are run, I help coach an 18-year-old team in London. We run RPOs. Okay, when you're
RPOs run
pass option.
Yes.
It's not very common in the NFL as much as people think because the defenders are good enough to play both sometimes. But
There it is.
okay,
Look at
so,
Doogie.
Doogie, if we can run this back and just
Dude,
stop
it's
it.
not a teleprompter.
Okay, just run it back, Doogie.
John Madden here.
Okay.
And it's Joe from the Bridge that's heavily involved.
Okay.
too. Joe's
But
up for a
you're
sports
reading
Emmy
Khalil
after
Mack,
this.
and he's got square feet. And if you watch it, it's probably a 9-yard rush from Saquon. like, it's the easiest thing. Unless he's crashing down, you hand the ball off. So your first decision is hand the ball off. And it couldn't be, it's not a gray area. It's like, yo, if Khalil Mack is sitting there like he is, look, you said it's not a teleprompter.
Oh.
Look at the top
It's
right
a
of the screen.
telestrator, by the way.
Sorry.
Here you go. You got Khalil Mack literally looking right at Jalen Hurts. Like, guys, it's like, how do you make this decision? This is day one of college-style stuff. So you pull it, and then you're jammed because Khalil Mack's in your face. And then to make matters worse, it's first down. Throw it over somebody's head out of bounds.
Right, get rid of it. And
It's
live to
second and
see it another
10.
day.
You live. No, you know what I'm going to do? Thread the needle into a window that doesn't exist and lose the game. Like, I can't stress
Not
enough
good.
how simple some of these things are, guys. Like,
Is there some selfishness involved too?
Yes.
He wants to prove to other people that I can make that throw. People talk about his arm and his decision making, and it just seemed like I'm going to make the big time play and shut everybody up, and it was extremely costly.
yes, I think there's some of that, and I think the other thing is all pre-planned in his head. So, like, when I watch Jalen Hurts, I think a lot of his decision making he makes before the snap. So he'll look around and be like, you know, Khalil Mack's going to actually dive in here, and I'm going to pull this thing. And it's like you're not actually reading, you're just anticipating. And when he's right, it's awesome because it's like very smooth, like, wow, what a fast read. But when he's wrong, he jams the entire play up. And again, you got to win on the line. It's a tough team. It's a simple execution. You just catch the ball. You look at Khalil Mack. If he square stands and not crashing down, you say, have fun, Saquon. And if you run, I don't want you to run it back, but if you do, for all the football nerds out there, the O-lineman get a ton of push on the play. Like, I'm telling you, it's an 8-yard gain for fun, and you're sitting at second and 2.
Right.
I'm sorry we got bogged down in the football minutia, boys, but, like, when I watch this stuff, my head almost exploded.
Well, and you got to think the coaching staff is aware of that, and they've probably addressed it with Hurts.
And we went from supposed to be down 12 with a chance to get down 11 to
That's really at the core of all this is that point right there.
I can't get over it.
Well, listen, we got some great games this weekend. Which game, if you could only watch one, Bills at Pats, Packers at Broncos, which game would you choose?
Bills, Pats.
Because
Bills,
the
Pats.
division's kind of on the line?
Yeah, division's on the line. I think that both, like the Pats to me, I've been singing their praises, and I do think that they should be the 1 seed. I think they're the most, I want to make them very clear here, I think they're the most complete team in the AFC, you know, as far as offense, defense, special teams. I don't think they have the best unit at any of them. Maybe special teams is probably an argument there. But they're very good at all three, and I think they have a great coach in Vrabel. But the flip side is they don't have I know he's considered an MVP season, but Drake May is not Josh Allen. So it's kind of like one of those age-old things where you've got a superstar in Josh Allen versus like an unbelievably fundamentally sound, well-coached football team. And for me, I actually love that stuff.
I love it.
I love
this
that stuff.
screams an Allen performance for me. Because
It's not going to be easy, though, Hayes.
No, I
It's
understand
not going to
that.
be easy.
He doesn't. This guy thinks it is.
I honestly, I think he'll make it look easy at times. I think he's that good, and I think it's December now, and this cat is like,
I
let's go.
agree, but
Let's start playing.
This team is very, like, I know they're not flashy. This New England team is very, very legit. Like, not as good as the Texans on defense, but, like, inching in that realm. Like, Vrabel has clearly got the boys bought in.
They'll
You can
be
see
jacked
that.
up, right? At home, Bills in town.
Drake
Bills
May
have
has
won the
been
division.
playing, obviously, very well.
Been great.
Like, and he'll know how to. Here's the next thing. I would give Vrabel the nod over McDermott.
Damn straight.
I would.
Yeah, I guess.
I know.
I mean, this season he has. I mean,
You know?
tough to argue that.
So, like, Josh is going to have to have I mean, he can do it, but
I
he's
think
going to
he
have
will.
to have.
I think he will.
I believe you. He's going to have an unbelievable performance.
Yeah. I'm not shocked. A little bit surprised. Packers are favored at Denver.
I don't. Why does that shock you?
I mean, Denver's a double-digit team with an elite defense. They're playing at home. I mean, I know the Packers have been very good recently, but
Agreed. But I'd say
still a
matchup
tough
wise,
game.
you know, we'll see. But the one unit that I don't think gets enough love is the Packers defense.
Yeah.
Like, the Packers defense is straight up nasty.
It's
dude.
playing great
They
football
are
right now.
Physical. They can get after you, whether it's in the run game or the pass game, and they have some absolute dogs in that unit. And they play.
Yeah.
They talk their trash. They talk their S word. See, I already learned from my mistake. Okay. They're in your face. Like, the DBs are nasty. Micah Parsons looks inspired out there.
He's playing great. Yeah, he's playing outstanding. So I expect the defense to show up. And Love has been great recently.
So
he's been
that's
great all
where-
year. He's been very good all year.
I think it's legit favor. I think that Pack should be favored.
I think they're going to win the game. I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not even that I'm not like in cahoots with that. Like, I understand it, but it's more about Denver. Like, maybe it's a public play, and that's how the line gets driven sometimes. Like where you think the money's coming in.
Yeah.
I think it's Vegas possibly saying we don't believe in Denver, or the general public doesn't know enough about them to bet them against a very public team in Green Bay.
Totally.
Who is red hot and has been doing it on prime time. Like Thanksgiving and last week against the Bears was in the 4 o'clock window. That's a huge game.
Totally. I think LaFleur's got to come in this week and pull the defense aside and be like, listen, Bo Nix has not had a phenomenal year. He's had a couple of great fourth quarters. But you put this on your defense. You say, we got to go in here, and we need to make their life a living hell. Stop R.J. Harvey in this run game, which they could definitely do. And like DBs, we're going to have Micah Parsons chasing after Bo Nix, and when he makes that mistake, we have to capitalize. Like, you cannot give up 14 points in this game. That's what, if I was LaFleur, that's what I would be talking to my team saying.
All right. Well, any last comments? Any last words for you two?
You'll always be my partsy.
Oh, I appreciate that. Are the Leafs going to be good this year, man? My dad's he's all banged up.
That's Jonas.
That's
Jonas knows it
very
better than
much
anybody
TBD.
else.
We got to see.
My dad asked me the other day, he's like, man, ask the guys if the Leafs are going to get Quinn Hughes. And then he goes,
I'd
and
love
he
that
wants
idea.
to know how much of an impact that would have.
That's a no. They are not going to.
It would be a significant impact, though.
One of the best players in the world, like a top 5 player, not just defenseman.
So
But it's not happening.
Do I have
what
time
they
to ask
need.
a Leaf question? Can I
Yeah.
ask a Leaf question?
Go ahead.
Leafs corner.
Why don't you sell the farm and get him?
They don't have a farm.
Oh, really? See, I'm not a hockey
They've
guy.
sold the
I don't know.
farm already.
There's no farm to sell.
Farm's gone.
They have guys they could sell.
Not
they could
for
trade.
Quinn Hughes.
They could put a package together.
Really,
It may
Joe
not-
from the bridge? What would that be?
Well, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. It would start with Matthew Nyes.
Yeah, okay. And what else?
Okay, it would be more than that, but not substantially more than that. Like, what do you think they're getting for Hughes? Like, the
Well,
NHL just doesn't do crazy trades. Like,
It's ridiculous. how
yeah,
much.
and Vancouver they kind of got fleeced on the last couple of deals. The Bo Horvat deal, the JT Miller deal. Why do you trust that Jim Rutherford's going to figure this deal out? I don't. I mean, they'll get something for him. They will, but I don't know. I don't think it's as crazy as you think. I'm not saying the Leafs are going to do it, but
It's a good little.
I'd think twice about it, man. I think your dad's onto something.
This is he learns from. I always say this, where I'm like, guys, I said this with Buffalo, and I'm telling you, in my opinion, I think Buffalo gets jammed somewhere in the playoffs. It's gonna be a tight game. Buffalo's gonna get jammed somewhere, whether it's the divisional round, whether it's the AFC Championship, and we're all gonna come back here on this show. We're gonna say they were one piece away. Yeah. And you know what? Looks good on their damn front office.
Yeah, go make it happen.
Because they had a chance to get the one piece, and they didn't go get it.
All right.
I'm done. Rant's over.
We're coming back. Jonas, I want a package out of you to get Quinn Hughes out of Vancouver.
Okay, that's.
See, I'm curious what you would put together.
I mean, they have no picks, so that's.
That is concerning.
I'll try.
They have no
segment called.
Who'd they
Show us
trade the picks for?
package.
Yeah.
A lot of players.
Well, a lot of guys who, some of them are still on the team.
Yeah.
Carlo's still here. Lawton's still here.
Yeah.
A couple other guys.
Uh-oh.
All right, so you're locking in Bucks, just to clarify.
Bucks.
Okay, Bucks minus 5.5.
Need a win.
right, best of
Desperate.
luck.
I
Please
might lose
win
by
tonight.
20. I might lose. This
I
is the
want
worst year.
I want you to win.
Dude, I need it bad.
Like, we want the Bucks to cover, right?
Look at how pathetic I am. I get sympathy now.
We're dying for
I get
the
pity.
Bucks to cover. Dying. I have a bad feeling Falcons
I know.
back door tonight.
It's
But
gonna
we'll
be
see.
brutal.
We'll see what happens. All right, Luke. We'll catch you tomorrow. There he is, Luke Wilson. All right, Jonas, you have a game that you want to play?
If you'll have. my
Absolutely.
game.
And I hope there's a cute Quinn Hughes element to it.
No, there has to be.
Okay. There you go. Quinn Hughes will be included in this. OverDrive continues TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, best bets coming up. Leafs Sharks tonight on TSN. Thursday nighter Bucks Falcons. Luke was just in here locking in his bet. They're laying the points. Bucks minus 5.5 at home tonight. All right, Jonas, what do you have for us here? You've got something in the chamber, and you want us to play along.
Jeff thinks it's stupid, but
I haven't even heard it yet, but I can probably guess it's going to be stupid. What is it called?
it's called Happy or Unhappy. Pretty good.
I like that. That sounds like something we'd probably be involved
Partake in, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, happy or unhappy? Go ahead.
Make a choice, happy or unhappy.
I'm unhappy before this even starts, but you can make me happy, possibly. Go ahead.
So this is unhappy or unhappy Craig Berube edition. So these are things he's happy about and not.
So are we playing the role of Craig Berube?
Well, and that part through.
Okay.
Dude, this is a serious show. You've
Yeah.
got to be prepared for a second.
Damn, I got notes.
Okay.
Okay, happy
let's see
or
what you got.
unhappy? Go ahead.
Let's start with unhappy. And I think you guys.
What are we doing? Are we disagreeing, agreeing?
So this is you believe he's unhappy in this
Yeah.
scenario, and then we have to react to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Go
really a
ahead.
game, but.
More your own kind of segment is what it is. All right, Jonas, go
My
ahead.
notes are actually bad because I got them wrong. But anyway, Craig Berube, unhappy right now. You touched on Nylander. We'll get to that in a second. The power play.
Oh, furious.
It's like, when is this going to get solved? What else can they try? I think they have to stick with what they've been doing of late, which is Riley with the other four forwards. The numbers, for whatever the heck they're worth, which I don't know what they're worth, are pretty good. I think that's their best shot based on what they have of like a competent number one unit. I guess the question is, if let's say you give it 5 more games, it doesn't work. Do you just try to split the talent into 2 groups?
You got to do something drastic and hurt somebody's feelings. And I don't know if that's putting Troy Stetcher on the point or if that's putting Nicholas Watt in front of the net, and it's also a right-handed option for William Nylander to go down to the goal line. But I don't know if Nicholas Watt sees the ice well enough and understands power play movement to find the open guy, whether it be John Tavares in the slot or Austin Matthews on the off wing. But I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how guys so talented could go out on a power play like that and butcher it like they have been. It's insane.
Well, he's talking about confidence now, right? He was talking about that the other day, Berube, that it's in their head, and I
think
have
he's
to,
right. Yeah.
have to argue it.
Yeah.
Like they look completely lost in the power play.
It's like a fourth line that goes out there and is like has no idea what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it's shocking that Austin Matthews and William Nylander are on the ice for a power play that
You
is
would think
that
the
inept.
two of them alone with a bunch of scrubs could make it work.
Yeah. I mean, I
What
don't
do you
know.
think the reason is? Like, do you think the fact that like Matthews, that one timer, isn't really a threat anymore? Like, is that part of it? Is it not having a shot threat at the point? Like Marner wasn't a shot threat,
But when you think of even Austin Matthews in his prime, like was he one-timing bombs over there? He wasn't really.
no, you're right. But it was at least like a threat. I don't.
Well, he would find avenues to get shots off.
Yeah, and part of
Yeah.
that was Marner, and part of that was Nylander getting
Yeah.
pucks through.
But I think you got to start with the best player personally. Like I think you got to look at Matthews, and if you look at Edmonton when they're cooking, usually it's McDavid's doing what McDavid does. What does Matthews do historically better than anyone else? Is get shots through and find holes. And
There you go. The idea of starting out the power play. I've talked at length about them skating around and all this motion they have that accomplishes zero, and the refusal to shoot the puck to start a power play.
Yeah.
Like to shoot the puck on net from the top. And Morgan Riley, as weird as it is, he is a very talented defenseman that does not take a slap shot.
Mhm.
Like even a half slapper, something on net that's low and gives chance for chaos after that. They don't do it.
I do like your idea though. Do you remember when the Bruins put Chara in front of the net, like on the odd power play? It's like
Nicholas
oh my
Waug's a big dude with some pretty solid hands. Throw him in front of the net. The guy's 6'5". He's massive out there. But if that's the case, you're hurting somebody's feelings, whether it be Matthew Nyes, John Tavares. But aren't they at the point where somebody's feelings got to get hurt?
someone's got to be responsible. I mean, I guess Mark Savard is
It's not
the guy.
just it's not being responsible. It's about finding the right mix for it to be successful. Adapting. It's not
Yeah.
trying to find somebody to blame everything on. It's about trying to find something that works because they keep rolling out the same guys.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like there's a fork in the road with any scenario like this. You can either go down this road and say, let's simplify, just throw it on net and throw big bodies, and the other one is coach your way out of it. Like in modern sports, it's supposed to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find a different way for a zone entry. You got to find a different way to get the puck on this guy's stick and give him avenues for shots. I'm assuming they've tried all of that, and it's still a mess. And it's got to be rectified. Now, they're lucky because their penalty kill has been great. I don't know if that's coming up next. happy with the penalty kill, but the penalty kill has been outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, it has really saved them a lot of nights because for the most part, it's just a wash special teams. Like, that's where your power play really gets exposed. If you're 0 for 4 every night and the other team's 2 for 4, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win. But if you're both 0 for 4, okay, let's play 5-on-5 and see what happens. And recently it's worked for them. All right, Jonas, go ahead.
Let's get to a happy. I think you mentioned the penalty kill, and one of the key components has been Scott Laughton. I think their bottom six now has like some definition. We haven't really seen that, not just like this year, but in previous years. It was always like kind of like a mishmash, weird third lines, fourth lines of just like, I don't know, whatever. Like it was David Kampf and like whoever.
First line center, David Kampf.
Yeah, wow.
He's playing first line center in Vancouver right now.
That's
Go ahead, continue.
crazy.
Adam Foote, unhappy.
But it's like now they've kind of developed some identities with those lines. You mentioned it before with McMahon, Waugh, Joshua. It's like a hard and heavy kind of line. And then like Laughton on the fourth line, like whatever the trade, at least like there's now kind of a hard to play identity with that group, whoever's on it, whether it's Lawrence with him, Robertson, whoever. The bottom six actually makes some sense, and it never made sense.
Yeah, well,
happy.
I think you're right, and I think a lot of it is the health. The arrival of Nick Waugh has helped.
For sure.
Right? You got Waugh and Laughton now as two veteran guys you can trust in every situation.
Who have the capability of contribute instead of going out there, which David Kampf would go out there and he would just pass time. Good penalty killer, but there was not a lot going on.
Yeah, I think it helps that Laughton has been scoring recently.
Yes.
Clearly. But
and he's been great on the penalty kill. He wins draws.
He's helped them a lot.
Hard to play against.
He's been a big factor for them.
Yeah.
Like by all accounts, a big name in the room, big voice in the room. You know, he's done a lot for this team.
Unhappy. I don't know if we need to delve more into William Nylander and this. It's a little much. I think
it's been appropriately stated, but we're reaching overstated.
Yeah.
I think we know he's not happy with Willie.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, 4 games at a point in a row for him is like never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this yesterday. He's just looking to jolt the player and get his attention above anything. It's not that he wants to be a hard ass and only wants to get in Willie's ear. He wants the results to change, and he's trying to get his attention.
Can I ask you about that, though? Wouldn't it have made more sense to just say when he's struggling playing with Matthews? Like, I get that this is more jarring. You're going to play on the third line. Wouldn't it make more sense to get him going? Like, this probably lasts a period, right? Like, this isn't going to last.
I would say by the end of the first period, he'll be back with John Tavares.
Agreed. So,
but it's just, can the reaction of him going to the rink and seeing he's on the third line, does Willie get fired up about that? I don't know how fired up he gets about anything.
Well, but the thing is, Bobby McMahon's not playing tonight. He might play the whole game with that line. Like, who are you going to flip him with? You put him back with Tavares.
Robertson, Cowan. Cowan's played with those guys. I don't know.
Anyway, we'll see what happens tonight. All right, what do you got?
Time for one more happy?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Troy Stetcher thing is just nuts. Like, imagine I told you this like a month ago. Like, guess what's going to happen? They're going to claim Troy Stetcher on waivers, who wasn't playing for Edmonton. Not only is he going to play, he's going to be playing like 23 minutes a night. He's going to be playing with Jake McCabe on a line or a pairing that goes against top lines. He's going to be on their number one penalty kill because Carlo and Tanev are both out. And it's going to be going great.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
And it's like for him, like even just like
Good for
having
him.
talked to him, like he was thinking like, man, like I might be in the minors pretty soon. Like I might get like my NHL career might be over.
It's a fantastic story.
It's
His
unreal.
position in life and how he views it and the everything. It's an awesome story.
Well, it also is a testament to desperate players.
Yes.
You know, like it does. There are some guys who are just wired. Everything else doesn't matter. They're just constantly wired. They're constantly on their toes. They're constantly motivated. But there are a lot of athletes, not just hockey players. You got security, bit of a different viewpoint. No security, different viewpoint. And also, sometimes that lack of security can be crippling for guys. Like, they don't all respond this way. They just, that fear of like, this is the end, just it completely takes them over as opposed to inspiring them to continue to play or play better. But yeah, Stetcher's been great. Like, he's completely stabilized Jake McCabe. McCabe's been very good recently. And that was mandatory. That had to happen. So, yeah, I mean, I think Craig Berube, it's interesting because he's not happy about Bobby McMahon's suspension, can't be happy about all the injuries. You can't control it.
No.
But they're a reality.
Yeah, you should see when he gets asked about Stolarz, is he skating? He's like, no. Not.
Got nothing to say on him.
So Stolars is not even on the ice skating at all.
I've not seen him since he left that game in Boston. It's nuts. Like, it's been a month, literally a month.
Yeah, a month.
Today, I think.
A month today he left.
Yeah.
What do you think of, like, I haven't heard anything on Brandon Carlo either. Has he had surgery or not?
So I find their injury disclosure policy like very frustrating. So last week on that road trip, they kind of suggested, Craig Berube kind of suggested like he might need surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But surgery on what? What happened?
And why has it not happened?
Why has it not happened? What happened before? Like, he was like, this just like came out of nowhere. It was like, oh, he's not playing tonight. Or he wasn't practicing and it's maintenance and then he's not playing and now he's gone. And now he hasn't been seen. So I don't know.
And Tanev, that's a tricky one because of the nature of the injury, but he's not going to have surgery? Is that what they're saying?
Surgery on what?
Well, that's the thing, exactly.
It's not great.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully he returns. So hopefully he's healthy. I like that.
Good
Happy
game.
and happy. I think we bring that every time you're in here, Jonas.
I think
Really?
Jeff is too. Yes.
You want to be included in that? Like maybe the way you would have felt better
Maybe I
about
need to
it
make
if
some tweaks.
we were all included in some way.
Yeah, I got to think about it.
Yeah.
I'll work with Jonas and I'll tweak the segment next time.
Okay, I like that. Okay. All right, what do we expect tonight? Oh, you're on the panel. Leafs
I'm
gonna find a way to
expecting a
win?
real quality game, and I say the Leafs win.
Yeah. Like San Jose is a good story this year. This isn't some world beater.
Yeah.
Ryan Reeves back in Toronto claiming he doesn't hold a grudge, but then effectively explaining that he holds a grudge about communication and how they didn't think he could play in the league, and now he's back. And
Well, he didn't play very well last year. Like, it seemed like it might have been his line mates. I don't know. But every time his line went on the ice, they got scored on. It was a tough start for him. But I'm really happy that the guy found somewhere to play, and it's going well for him.
going well for him, exactly. Like he's still in the league. The guy he's had a very good career. Like he's been in the league a long time.
He's going to play 1,000 games.
Yeah, like that's a testament. But
Yep.
like I don't see a dancer with him tonight. Like I don't think he's showing up looking for a fight. But no one's going to fight him. So what's Ryan Reeves going to bring tonight? I don't know. We'll see. But he's back in town, and that's another story.
And Klingberg and Liljegren coming back again.
That's right.
That's fun.
Johnny Klingberg and Timothy
Quote,
Liljegren. There we go. Got to get it tonight, though, if you're the Leafs. Got to get it. All right. Catch you on the panel tonight.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you. HBO. Intact.
Happy, not happy.
Happy, not happy. All right. Leafs Sharks tonight. We'll come back with our best bets powered by FanDuel. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, best bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. I'm going to trust Luke Wilson, which I don't generally do this year, but I do think this is you got to get this game if you're the Bucks tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to win. I think you pick the winner first. I think it's Tampa, and I think they win by a touchdown plus. So we're going with the Bucks. We're laying the points at home. Keeps them in the driver's seat in the NFC South. It is a divisional game, short week. Just Atlanta hasn't been great. Like he said, Kirk Cousins under the lights, prime time. Tough to trust considering what's happened with him the last couple of years. Best bets powered by FanDuel, the OverDrive same-game parlay available on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly. 19 plus, physically located in Ontario.
I wanted to ask you something about that. Can you remember an MVP race in the NFL being this like muted? Do you know who the favorite is right now?
Matthew Stafford.
And like number 2 is Drake May.
Right.
Number 3, I believe, on FanDuel is Jordan Love.
It is, yeah.
And I think Allen's 14-1. It's like, what is happening?
The play is to sprinkle
Allen.
on Love and Allen.
Yeah.
I would sprinkle on both because I think it's wide open with 4 weeks still to go. Stafford's been good. May's been good. They have not been out of this world.
Sure.
They've just been very good on first-place teams.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan Love is really starting to get going, and Allen is starting to look like Superman. And if he goes in this week and makes a statement, he'll be 8-1 by the end of the weekend.
Or the favorite.
Or possibly. And I think Jordan Love, the same thing in Denver. If he goes in there and plays really well, he'll be 5-1, 6-1 odds.
Yeah.
Like their odds are going to get shorter and shorter and shorter because higher profile players, higher profile teams.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are perceived as, wow, these guys dragged them back into the division or they won the division because of how they played down the stretch, the narrative will pick up steam.
Yeah.
And it's wide open for them. Wide open.
I just can't remember like a year like this. I'm sure there have been. Like last year we had Lamar and Josh Allen. It was like, who's going to, like, we had Mahomes, obviously.
Yeah. And they were doing great stuff, and you knew it was going to be those guys and how well they were playing and the performances and the numbers. Even Saquon was in there.
Yeah, right.
Right, and what he was chasing. And Jonathan Taylor was for a time, but now the Colts are playing so poorly, and he's come back to
And
life.
running backs never win.
And
obviously.
you knew they were never going to win.
Like, Bo Nix, I think, is like the 6th best odds. It's like, what?
Just an upside-down year in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, you've got, look who, Kansas City's likely not going to make the playoffs. Baltimore may not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's just been a very unpredictable year. You know, as for the NHL, like, it's pretty clear-cut. Nathan McKinnon's the guy. I think it's probably him and his teammate won, too. I think
had them
Makar
1-2 last year. It's hard to separate them.
for the Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't see – I think Celebrini's in the race, but they got to make the playoffs. Bedard's in the race, have to make the playoffs.
McDavid will be in the
McDavid's
race.
always around.
Yeah.
He's hovering, and if he's red hot the last 50 games, he'll be right in there. He still could win it. But, you know, as of now, there's a pretty clear pace car. NBA, same thing. It's Shea, Jokic, maybe Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it.
Yeah, that's why the NFL one is so weird. It's like Matthew, like how old is Matthew Stafford? 30,
37 or something.
Good
Yeah,
for
he's
him.
been around a long time. He's played really well, and he didn't have much of a camp. He had a back injury in the summer, and it was undetermined if he was even going to play. If he did, what he was going to look like.
Well, didn't they? Weren't they talking about trading him in the offseason, or wasn't he going to go somewhere else?
There was chatter of, I think there was chatter of retirement, possibly, or yes, maybe they would look into moving him because of his age and because of his injury history. And he's been great, and the Rams have been great. I think that applies to who's going to win the Super Bowl this year.
No favorite.
Like, I have no idea who's going to win. I have a feeling, I've got opinions, but I can't say definitively where this time last year you could feel the Eagles were starting to pick up steam. Felt like them or the Lions in the NFC. And you looked at Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. It was like one of those five teams was going to win the Super Bowl, and they did. This year, I don't know. I have
you had to
no
pick
idea.
Your matchup today, what would it be?
Bills, Packers.
I think I'd say the same. Because it's like I have questions with all the other teams. Like I still don't know about Darnold.
Yeah, and I had questions with those two teams.
For sure.
You know, I don't know if the Bills' defense can hold up for a playoff run.
But I try to think of it like if Buffalo is playing Team X, who would I pick? Who would I pick? You know what I mean?
Yes. And it's going to be like at Pittsburgh, at Denver.
Pick, yeah.
Against Jacksonville or New England or something like
right,
that.
and I picked them in all those
the Bills
games.
in all those games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Green Bay, it's going to be tougher because if they win the North, they're going to play Seattle, tough game. Niners, tough game. They're going to have to likely go to the Rams, tough game. Like that, the NFC is going to be a bloodbath to get out of. But I like the way they're trending. I like the way they're built. I think they're a really good team. But NFC's tough. It's a tough call. Like it is. I don't know. I think the Eagles, for me at this point, I can't trust. Clearly,
I mean, there's a
I don't trust who's coming out of the South.
The Rams, like
Rams, Seattle, Green Bay. Those are the best three teams. And I would go Rams 1, Green Bay 2 as of right now.
Yeah.
And then the rest, it's a bit of a fall off. Or you got to figure out. The Niners, they've just got those big injuries to defensive players, but they're well coached and they're playing well. It's going to be a good run. It's going to be a fun December. All right, Jonas, thank you for doing this as always. Got a big one tonight. I'm curious to see Celebrini in town, too, just how the crowd reacts to him being here.
Yeah, like a buzz?
Yeah, I think so. Like, remember last year he played really well at Scotiabank. Really, really well. And the Leafs are playing better, but they've got injuries. They got suspensions. We'll see what Hildeby's got tonight.
Your boy.
My boy, Dennis Hildeby. All right, Leafs Sharks tonight. Bucks Falcons tonight. Full breakdown tomorrow. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out today. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today. TV, radio, podcast, web, and up on YouTube Live. Every show up on TSN's YouTube channel. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll chat then.